Yeah, it's true. There is a Waka Smirk emoji, sorry. Emoji. Sound like Laura there. Does Hyper Mighty Guard haste make the next turn be sooner as well? I think it should do, because if you have a non-hasted character that gets hasted, they should still get that CTB bump. So I think so. Hyper Mighty Guard does do haste, no? Hey, it's all good to see you. Unfortunately, we haven't won it. We haven't even had a great attempt yet. I mean, I think I think the 2 sessions that we've done where we fully focused on it, we had at least a few attempts that were around the 3 million mark or lower. But today so far it's been a bit slow. But we'll see how we go. Yeah, been some weird attempts today. But today was also the first time we literally got a perfect start and still managed to somehow ruin that attempt. Yeah, we love Laura. Well, she's one of the first people to have a bit of fun with her accent. We often do that in the Spear Unplugged Discord. Messing up is also an art. Oh, Sandy. Let's just get the final one on there anyway while she's kind of doing what we need her to do. Excellent, fantastic start, and then Ultra Spark. We can't even use bloody combined powers here. This has been a fail of an attempt. Absolute fail. Taking a break. We've had a few of these attempts where like literally 80% of the first few turns have all just been taking a break. And that's it. Hey Marco, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Yeah, no, so on these attempts I just get annoyed and I'm just like, no, let's just restart here. We can't start the fight with like 5 taking a breaks. It's not going to happen. So whenever we see that, we need to quickly kind of just move it on. We've had too many attempts now to waste time with a start as bad as that. You can always turn it around, but I think when it's that bad, it's not even like a neutral kind of start. It's just too much waste of time. Still no preemptive strike. I can't remember the last time we got one, to be honest. Maybe now we'll get one. No. Does anyone have initiative on their weapon? That's a good call, actually. Since I don't really use this stuff much anyway, I think maybe for next time I'll set up an initiative weapon. That's a good idea. So someone was asking about Yuna in terms of her, like, does it make her turn come sooner? At the moment, it would be a no, because she has a first strike weapon. She already has, like, her initial turn will come on basically the first tick of the battle. But in terms of her subsequent turns, I assume it would just bump her up once she actually gets it. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it would. I'm not sure. But she gets haste, so she should get a CTB bump either way, no? Yeah, she does. So you can see she's moved up the CTB. So yeah, it kind of works as it normally would when you use Hyper Mighty G. But in general, it has been paying off to not use Grand Summon, because this is one of the main reasons we were struggling to resummon again before, because it pushes her down the CTB. So a normal summon, I think, is probably still the most efficient way to go here. Hey Daniel, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Glad you've been enjoying the Final Fantasy X commentary playthrough, as many a person watching the stream probably has over the years. Okay, let's keep going. Yes. Solid start. When this happens, I always just combine powers, because again, this one is almost certainly a reflect. So it kind of left us with no choice. Yeah, I think Dan has got to be the most, ironically enough, on the Dan's Go 8 channel, probably the most common name that I see in chat, Dan or Daniel. Only my name was Dan as well. Yeah, true. James is another very popular one. A lot of James. Jameses. Yeah, Dirk's Go 8 just doesn't have the same ring to it. Okay, pretty heavy start here. Now let's see if anything useful will happen. Of course not. I mean, why would it? So once again, we're in poor start territory. Cindy with 2 taking her breaks. We do have Posado, so we'll keep going. I think if Mindy took a break there, literally would have just died again. Change your name. Okay, third time of asking. Does Cindy want to play or... Nope, she's not interested. Fine. Cindy's not having it. Stop Cindy. Someone stop Cindy now. Not sure when the last time was where I got the help each other option 4 times and she took a break 4 times. Let's see if she'll do it this time. Yep, that's 4 for 4. Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate that. Good work. I think Cindy's been very temperamental this time. Out of her mind. I'd be taking breaks too if I knew Yojimbo's getting paid and I'm not. Hey, I haven't paid Yojimbo a cent in this run. Five in a row. Excellent. I think maybe every time you take a break, the motivation drops. So if you get caught in a chain of taking a break, it just gets even worse. But I can't remember the last time we had 5 taking a break, especially had help each other as an option. So we've had 2 attempts in a row now that's been totally bullshit. And again, we used the overdrive to supposedly increase their motivation. It's almost like it never happened. Yeah, maybe this time Cindy's just more interested in using like full life. It's not going to help when Armageddon comes, but hey. Now, of course, Sandy's dead, but there isn't even a help each other option. Nope. She's out of her mind. She's absolutely lost it. This is madness. Hey, Real, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Yeah, Cindy's on an absolute mad one. Oh boy, now she's gonna die. So yeah, this attempt's already basically over. Oh, she had shells, so she survived. Oh, would you look at that? At like the 9th time of asking, she finally pulled one out. Good lord. I mean, what's funny is, again, if Sandy started hasting now, and the 1 more times worked, we're still actually doing okay, despite like how horribly everything went. And now Mindy's gone off the boil. I'm just shaking my head. Cindy, after like 9 turns, uses her first auto life, and then Mindy decides she doesn't want to use Posado anymore. Like, it's just pure trolling at the moment. Pure trolling. No, 1 more time. She refuses to do it. These runs have been trash. Absolute trash. And what do you even do now? Yeah, full life right before Armageddon. Good choice. Yeah, this time our drone was right, and it was Armageddon, and we're finished. Absolutely horrendous attempt there. Cindy absolutely destroyed us. She got 1 auto life in about 12 moves. Half the moves on the Mega Sisters I don't get when you would want them at the time you get them. Yep, basically. That's what I mean. Really, the Mega Sisters are kind of do as you will all the time. I've been right. You've been wrong like 3 times, like twice at least. But as I say, I don't blame you at all. It's a difficult one to track. But that time, you're 100% right. So thank you. So let's try it again. I will look into that little initiative weapon situation, though. That could be useful. It's given how hard it is to get a good start in the fight. I think having an initiative would help. What do I even have here? Okay. Initiative doesn't stack, right? If multiple people have initiative, it shouldn't matter. And I don't think any of... Well... Alchemy, again, doesn't really matter. What's the point? But we'll put it on anyway. Would initiative give extra turn? Yeah, it would. It would make a decent difference. Magic count. Okay, so I think we'll do that. And we go again. Let's get that preemptive strike first time. Let's go. No. But hey, still 160 viewers at the moment, despite this being the 3rd session of attempts, so people still seem to be relatively invested in this effort. Wow. She's clearly not invested. Neither is she. I think to avoid the risk of another taking a break, maybe... Nah, screw it. I was hoping I get a... Oh, she had... Wait. Did she not have 1 more turn there? What? Okay. Some of us are here to see the agony. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Okay, Posada does come in. I need to remember to use the overdrive though before Ultra Spark happens. I'll give you another chance, Cindy. Oh my god, she's on a crazy streak. Ah. Cindy's taken a break like 9 of the last 13 turns or something. She is absolutely destroying us right now. Yeah, so make sure I use it before the curse comes in as a result of Ultra Spark. Yeah, Cindy's been absolutely horrendous. She's been more of a problem than Sandy so far today. As a Final Fantasy 13 lover, I enjoy Agony. When's that remaster coming, huh? Square Enix Damage Control. When are they remastering that game? When are they releasing the trilogy for PlayStation 5? Why is that not happening? Why are they not making money from that? Why is Cindy taking a break every turn? These are all major questions. So, since we do have a little bit of time before Armageddon happens, it's like, even if Cindy gets off to a horrendous start like this, we can still kind of pull it together if she suddenly decides to start using auto life. So we're not going to give up yet. 13 remasters the PC version. Eh, it still looks good on PC and you can use mods and all that stuff, but I remember, especially like the 13, 2, and 3, I would definitely say they're not exactly remaster versions of the game. I think 13 still holds up nice and still is very good for its age, but I would very much like a remaster. How many attempts will you do before take a break? I think it's, as I've said, it's more you guys that will be the one taking a break. You guys will get bored before I do. I come from a background of repeating fights over and over and over and over again until I win. So for me, quite honestly, as long as there's enough people watching and the streams are worth my time, I will literally fight this guy indefinitely until I win. Like, that's just... I'm a bit stubborn like that, but it's more if people are willing to watch. So we'll see how it goes. For now, at least, people still seem to be engaged and supporting the stream, so... Hey, I'm in it, man. As long as you guys are willing to keep watching, I'm more than happy to keep going. (13-2) is my first platinum trophy. Interesting. I got fairly close to platinuming 13, but it was the whole, like, I think you need, like, one of every type of weapon or some shit like that, and I was just like, nah, I ain't doing that. Or, like, every item you need at least one of. I forgot what it was. It had some really just, like, fill out the entire item / weapon database kind of trophy, and I was just, I'm not with that. But Cindy, you can see, is still completely just refusing to help here. Yeah, I guess when it comes to my endurance and patience for this type of stuff, it tends to happen off screen, because obviously I'm not live streaming something that takes this many attempts. It's always kind of, I've worked on something for like X amount of time behind the scenes, and you guys get to see a winning attempt or like a few kind of highlights or whatever, but... Benson would jump at the chance to be Squall or Cypher. I'm not sure he would really work as Squall. I think he'd be probably better as a Cypher. I don't know. He should be Headmaster Sid. Yeah, Cindy's just on such a weird thing at the moment that I'm completely at a loss of what to do with her, but there you go. The two auto lives we managed to squeeze out of her have, of course, been to her sisters and not herself, which is the one we need the most. I'd love to see Star as Sid. Yeah, the haste of Run Dry as well. We haven't seen a haste for some time. Yeah, again. Cindy just took too long. She took so long to get an auto life on herself that just destroyed everything. Unfortunately. I think we'll probably still try and go for a resummon. Maybe have the characters take Armageddon and kind of see where we go from there. So we take one more attack here. Trusting Algerion's count here. Yep, Algerion's correct. Algerion's getting the hang of it now. Protect. Fine. Now we dismiss. It should be Armageddon. Right, Algerion? Yeah, so... we'll see. So we have a little bit of time before the next Ultra Spark, but not a lot. The problem is, like, whether or not Ultra Spark hits our party or it hits the sisters as soon as they're resummoned is kind of the same problem. Once you've been revived with Auto Life, Ultra Spark is just so deadly. Yeah, Ultra Spark's coming too soon at this stage. We need 3 more turns here, so yeah. It's almost certainly not the case here. Yep. Again, I'm going to blame Cindy for this one. She just took a break on like 80% of her turns. Just completely wasn't doing anything useful. Yeah, they don't have full overdrives. That's why I have to keep resetting. Because I don't want to grand summon. Yeah, like Cindy, the last 2 attempts that we've had, it's literally been like a 60%, 70% taking a break rate. It's been insane. It's not normally like that, so I'm kind of surprised. Had a bad streak here. Would a hard reset fix Cindy's problem? Not sure, I don't think anything can fix her problem right now. Winning would fix her problem. Sure, that would increase her motivation. We're not getting the preemptive either, annoyingly. I don't want to keep farming for preemptive strikes at the moment, but even though we do have an initiative weapon now, yeah, just not getting it. Yeah, I don't think we've managed better than like 4.4 million left so far in this session. It's been pretty poor. It's been worse than session 1 and session 2. Initiative prevents ambush. Yeah, it's true, but it should also, as a result, I think, it also increases your chances of getting a preemptive. It literally says in the help text that it increases preemptive strike chance. Unless the help text of the game is wrong, in which case, fair enough. But I'm pretty sure because the percentage of ambush drops to 0, preemptive strike goes up as a result, but someone can confirm that for me. Okay, good start. Good start. Good start. If auto haste does not advance CTB after death, does SOS haste do it, or is it the turns that put the haste? Yeah, it's the act of putting haste onto someone, so like tossing the chocobo feather on them, that basically bumps them up. It gives them basically like a CTB healing effect, so it bumps them up the CTB as well. Okay, so no Pasado this time, but I'm gonna use combined powers now. Get it done. Yeah, not had very good starts. I think the game was kind of like you literally had a perfect start and you couldn't follow through, so that's all of your luck used up. You're going to have crap starts for a while now. We literally got the Holy Grail start on the 2nd attempt of the day, and since then it's been bad. Okay. That's better. That's better. I9, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Ugh. No defense here. Fine. Just do not like Razia and Camisade because of the delay. Like, their normal attack does the same damage anyway. And finally, Pasado comes in. Okay. Yeah, Ultra Spark coming at that exact like midway point is a bit dangerous. Let's Let's see. Just gonna one more time anyway here. Initiative does increase your chance of the preemptive strike. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where I assume that the game text wouldn't have been wrong. It's rare that it is. I can't think of many instances where it's wrong. I am actually considering making, someone did mention it in an earlier session about like, is there a video, do you have a video explaining what everything in the customization menu does? And I've kind of by default, like playing through over the years, I've kind of always talked about most of the stuff, but I feel like consolidating into one video where I literally break down every single one and how to get it, is it useful, is it not, how can they combine? I feel like it might be actually a pretty useful video idea, because customization is just such a huge part of, you know, Final Fantasy X that it might be a nice thing to do. Has this been achieved before? Yes, it has. It was achieved by someone many years ago. There is a video of it online. And yeah, I think that's the only one. There is one person who did it. They hacked their way through Shinryu, and then they basically were able to beat Nemesis using the Mega Sisters. Let's keep going. Yeah, this is the version that does sleep. Michael's is correct. Can you use anima to inflict full break on Nemesis, and then once she dies, summon the sisters? Wow, did not think of that. That's an interesting one. Is Nemesis susceptible to full break? Ooh. Yeah, didn't consider that one at all. Could be interesting. Nemesis really susceptible to full break? I'd be surprised, like it being the most difficult enemy in the monster arena. AC 18. Oh boy. Yeah, so once again, we're in that really bad zone where Ultra Spark and Armageddon are basically gonna hit together. Good. None other than P. Birdman posted on GameFAQs initiative doesn't stack, so it's no go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was always the case. That's why I didn't try to add another one. But just in case I remembered wrong, definitely worth asking. Would you get a turn after anima dies? Exactly. That's you would roll the dice with that, but getting a full break would be huge because then Posado would do more damage. But I just don't remember if it's susceptible. Someone's gonna have to check that. But GG, Aldrion. Now, same problem. We've got Ultra Spark coming very soon. Yeah, Aldrion definitely got the hang of it now. According to FF Wiki, it's immune to all four breaks. I mean, it didn't sound right to me that a super boss like Nemesis would be susceptible to breaks. It just didn't make sense, but would have been nice. So here, there's no help each other. We're going to have to roll the dice on... Did she use an auto? No, she used Camisade. I think it was the last move she used, so there's no point one more timing here. So we'll do this. Okay. Oof, almost had the perfect outcome. Now we need a little bit of luck with a slap happening instead of Ultra Spark here. But we have not seen a haste for like an hour at this point. I think the first 2 attempts we got haste both times. Since then it's been really bad. Vanishing Blade still working if they're immune to break. No, I think if they have any resistance, it can bypass any resistance, but if they're immune to it, it won't work. You can't put like a break on an enemy that's completely immune to it. It just doesn't work like that. But if they have, say, like 80% resistance to being broken, if you use Banishing Blade, it will definitely work. Exactly, Thanatos. That's what I think of every time. Alright, let's see. Okay. I think this is Yuna. He seemed to, like, turn around here. Yeah. I think that's it. I think we've got to call it for this run. I feel like Mindy did a lot of Posados there, so it was decent. But yeah, again, still 6.6 million. It's just not good enough. Not good enough. Bad streak at the moment. We're not getting anywhere near a personal best at the moment. This is actually weirdly starting to look more and more like a baby version of No Sphere Grid Dark Anima. I really thought that we'd have it done by now. The RNG requirements are heavier than I thought. Either that or I'm just generally being really unlucky. I don't know. But I'm kind of surprised at this stage. Yeah, I did have another chat with Carithian, like, in general about, like, does he think that there's anything else that we can do, or the last session we were kind of discussing whether we should maybe summon a different Aeon first and then do the damage with those guys, then summon, but he said, like, I think the way that you're trying to do it, I think still straight up just using the Magus Sisters and getting the right moves is probably still the best way. And so for him, saying that as well, I trust his opinion. It's the same as mine, so if he agrees with me as well, I'm unlikely to change it unless someone comes up with something particularly special. Like the full break idea, obviously in theory it sounded great, but you can't use full break, so it doesn't really help. Hey Helena, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. At the start of the session, every time I summoned them and I was using Help Each Other, like Cindy was doing something useful, but we're on just a streak of just not doing it. The way it's been going, I can summon Yojimbo, give him all my money, and he'll just use a Daigoro or something. This using Camisade when you use Help, like, it shouldn't be in the options, man. It's so mean that they put a move like Camisade in the options to help each other. It just shouldn't be a thing. So we still have a little bit of time before Ultra Spark. Yeah, so the next set we definitely have to use Overdrive here. Nah, we're not going to Zanmato. You can forget about that. It's never going to happen. Help Each Other damages monster. That's what I mean. Not only damages, but does it using a really slow move. It's so bad. There you go. So we have had 2 Posados here, and we'll use the Overdrive. Still no defense coming up, by the way. So almost 1.5 million here. Actually, more than 1.5 million, I think. So at least a bit of a quicker start. I love Yojimbo, that's my son. Now, this is the, more specifically, this is the No Sphere Grid, No Zanmato challenge. Okay, lots of slaps coming in here. Interesting. I think now I can do one more time, because she did use Auto Life last time. She's just not been using Auto Life on herself a lot recently. I feel like most of the Auto Life she's even done recently have all just been to her sisters, and she keeps not using it on herself. But again, no defense appearing. It's been like 3 or 4 turns now. Doesn't defend. This one's quicker at least, we can use that. So damage-wise, I think we're doing pretty well. there's Ultra Spark. Now, this is a time in the fight where I just need Cindy to behave like one turn. As long as we have the 3 auto lives, I think we'll be okay. But she's been absolutely just wild recently, so... Okay. Thank you. Finally, this pops up. Okay. Ah. Damn it. Wow. This puts us in a bad position again. No, Mindy, why? You were doing so well. Why are you just taking a break now? Good grief. We just cannot get it going. Okay, at least Cindy's a little bit more reliable this time. Mindy just has these strange bursts where for like 8 turns in a row she'll use Pisado, and then like 3 or 4 turns she'll just be like, nah. Cindy just getting picked on. I'm just going to say fight. The last 2 times I used one more time and she took a break. I did do as you will, she took a break. I'm just going to say fight. Okay. So, Armageddon should be next. Aldron's definitely proved very reliable the last few runs, so I trust him. Honestly, as long as she's doing something positive other than taking a break, I think that'll work for us. That's fine. There we go. Yep, I think Aldron's cracked it. GG. Alright, once again, how quickly can we recover? I think despite Mindy giving up 2 Posados, we actually did decent damage. Let's have a look. Yeah, 7 million still to go. We'll see. This is always the critical part of the fight anyway. Excellent start, there we go. Cindy is making a bit of a comeback here. Protect, still a decent outcome. Like I say, because Nemesis loves to use a slap move. And Posado is continuing, so that's good. So we might still be in business here for a little while longer. Perfect timing, because Ultra Spark is never far away. But this is pretty critical timing now. I'm gonna... This is a tough situation because one more time, if I auto-life myself, it's a big if. The way Cindy has been today, she could just use Camisade and get herself killed. Could be a problem. I think help each other's a better move because at the moment Ultra Spark's the only move that can kill Cindy. And if she gets a full life, I think that gives us a better chance of making a comeback, so I'm going to go for that. There you go. And I can use one more time again here. So this was a good move. One more time. Now this is a rare occurrence. We haven't managed to pull off a double full life. Like almost ever. So now if we were to actually get some haste, which we didn't, like it would be... This is how you make a big comeback in this fight. But once again, because he's targeting Cindy, we're back on the ropes. So it's just this constant struggle. Now I need the auto life on Cindy, or we're gonna die. She does cure. It's just... Oh my god. Like, it's almost time for Ultra Spark again. We barely got everyone back up. And it's already Ultra Spark again. Look at that. Like, what am I supposed to do? There's just nothing more I can do. Ridiculous. Yeah, now Sandy's lack of haste is starting to annoy me. It's probably been about 30, 40 turns now. She just hasn't used haste. Wow. Hey, Onat, welcome to the stream. See you. Thoughts about learning to Xanakand on piano for your next big milestone? I've never thought about it, if I'm being honest. I'm not a musical person in general, unfortunately. But that's, I guess, kind of the point, that I would still try to learn it anyway, but unlikely. Interesting move. Curaga is one of the rarest moves to get Sandy. Like, getting a Curaga from Sandy is less likely than getting a haste, I'm pretty sure. But anything but haste. Anything but that. Like, who would want a haste? Silly move like that. Hey Kayla, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. What was your first Final Fantasy game? You're looking right at it. Right, so Armageddon next. So we'll do what we did in a previous attempt. We'll dismiss. We'll let the characters take the Armageddon. Yeah, I mean, when the PS1 the PS1 generation game Final Fantasy came out, I think I was just too young. I was like, what, like 6 or something when 7 came out, and I wasn't one of these people. I didn't have any like older siblings, so there was no one like who had a console or who was gaming in the household. My parents aren't gamers, so I just didn't have much exposure to any of that stuff. It wasn't until high school that I had like a chance to put stuff like Final Fantasy on my radar. Ah, yeah, of course, Ultra Spot. Everyone's favorite move. There you go. So, how much damage did we even do that time? Yeah, 5 million again. We can barely break through 5 million at the moment. Wow. Absolutely destroyed. Hey Adam, welcome to the stream. Your playthrough's got me to play Elden Ring, Undertale, and the Pixel Remaster 1 to 6. Awesome. Elden Ring was S tier. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, it's always especially nice when you can motivate people to play stuff that you're enjoying as well. Okay. I think we're due a good run. I can feel one like brewing. We're gonna get a good run soon. You'll run out of money before you can beat that. You might be right. God bless autosave and just reloading that last one. Oh man. Yeah. Aha, she actually gets a defense this time. Curious. There we go. Okay, not bad. Not bad, we'll take that. Wasn't a Pasado from Mindy, but hey, we could do far worse. Ultra Spark coming up already. Let's try a do as you will. There it is. Okay. Let's take her one more time here. As I say, especially early on, I think Protect's actually relatively useful. And now we'll combine powers. Yeah, we managed to get haste up early twice, and both times Sandy didn't follow up with another one. And those are one of the big kind of it could change everything moments. If she follows up with 2 more hastes, suddenly you're going to do an extra like probably 3 million damage or something just because that happened. Wow, that is a hot take. FF8 was my favorite until 15 usurped it. Wow. Woo! Yeah, if I came out with a statement like that, that would be controversial indeed. My subscriber count would half. Okay, that's actually a pretty decent move. But yeah, I respect that. The fact that you can just kind of say that publicly, that's good. I respect it. I think we just keep going here. Aha! Here we go. Something's happening. But already, I feel like there hasn't been very many slaps this time. Ultra Spark is already coming very soon. But we will be able to survive it at least, so that's something. Let's go again. So the haste has happened. Posado is rolling. It's the big question once again, can we get another haste? Come on. It's 3 times in a row. Oh my god. I swear that at this stage is unlikely. The chances of one more time not working for haste can't be that low. 3 times she's failed to do it. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. And I think every time it's happened, it's been like Cindy getting haste. I think 3 times it's been Cindy getting haste and then no one else. And it's like, why can't it just be Mindy or something? Sheesh. At least this time we won't get Ultra Spark back to back, hopefully. With Armageddon, that's something. So let's start getting a little more auto life here. It's time. The reason I didn't choose auto life was just because I was on a bit of a roll with Cindy and able to do some more damage, so I thought let's just take that chance. Sandy's completely lost it here. 2 Razias in a row. So this move will probably kill someone. Ah. Okay. Yeah, it's an annoying situation. I kind of hope that, honestly, someone dying might have been better for us. Like, more chance to get auto life. Yeah, I could have just done one more time again. Okay. Okay, Mindy staying on task at least. Right. Honestly, I would have liked Armageddon to happen literally on this turn instead. That would have been better. But I'm just going to do one more time so that she doesn't... basically, what I don't want right now is a Camisade. I want as many turns as possible before Armageddon, so I'm just going to do this. Like, the worst move there would have been Camisade. So here, the hope is to try and get auto life back on before it happens. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, that I can definitely agree with. Yoko Shimomura did a fantastic job on 15, I have to say. It does have a really good soundtrack. It's one of those games where, for me at least, my opinion of the whole game tends to like affect how positively I view the soundtrack too, even though it shouldn't always really be the case. But I think just because 15 wasn't one of my favorites, like automatically the soundtrack kind of finds it harder to stand out and fight through. Like if that identical soundtrack was part of just a better game, I think I would have thought more highly of the soundtrack too, if that makes sense. But that's just how I think about it. It shouldn't be the case. I think for 13 it kind of wasn't. That was one exception. Where despite like knowing that the game wasn't like absolutely amazing, the soundtrack for me was just something special. But I literally mentioned it yesterday. For me, it's like just reading that now. Your 15 playthrough is the only one I haven't watched because it will make me sad that you didn't care for it. Hey, I mean, I still thought it was fine. It was decent. But I also had, I think, the kind of misfortune of playing the launch day version. And I think that kind of soured it a little bit for me as well. Having played the DLCs and stuff, I definitely got to see a little bit more of the potential. And by the time I reached the end of the Arden DLC, I was a lot more almost sad about the fact that it wasn't quite, you know, how it could have been. And so there's a lot of potential there, but just fundamentally, like the gameplay and stuff just didn't work for me. And obviously the incomplete nature of the first release and all that kind of stuff. Just too many things just weren't right about the game for me to really put it particularly high. But it wasn't like I was constantly hating on the game or anything like that. I still thought it was a decent game. Like, I've never played a Final Fantasy that I thought was literally poor, like bad. I think the worst ones were like decent. But again, that's just me. So Mindy keeps up the Posados here. Yeah, the Arden DLC is excellent. In terms of story, it really kind of... It's a very big, like, what if. Okay, so what are we doing? Get that back on. Again, she's done the other two sisters first. I get, like, it's noble. I understand it. But this could, again, end the run for us. FF tier list when? It's coming soon. I think I might literally just start that series with literally a Final Fantasy tier list just to get people in. You know, that's the one that's probably going to be the most kind of clickbaity, get people in to watch kind of thing. So we'll start from there and then we'll start to go into more like specific things. So I think I might just start with a Final Fantasy general tier list. So once again, we find ourselves in the same position. Cindy managed to get auto life on the two sisters, but not herself. Therefore, we're pretty much kind of done. 5.5 million left. So same predicament we tend to always find ourselves in, unfortunately. But we'll see if we can salvage anything here. If a miracle happens and you defeat Nemesis, what's after it? I actually want to do a few things with... a mod that I have that, once again, the Legend Caripian made, where you can control the Maga Sisters completely manually. And so I want to see a few fights like that, like especially No Spirit Dark Anima. I'd love to try it now with fully controllable Maga Sisters, because I've always been curious to know like how that fight plays out if you had that type of control. So there's a few things I want to try, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. Like, I genuinely, at this point, I don't know if you have fully controllable Maga Sisters. Does No Sphere Dark Anima become as quote-unquote easy as No Sphere Nemesis? Is it still very, very, very hard, or does it become almost trivial once you do? I really don't know, because I've never tried it before. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone try it before. I've never watched anything like that, so I just don't know. So I definitely want to try it. Please make a list of your favorite battle systems. Yeah, I definitely can. Like, once we get that... tier list type of ranking type of video rolling, we'll have plenty of piece of content to potentially make. Okay, so On the chance that Ultra Spark is next, I'm just going to dismiss here. I tried to put in just a little bit more damage because it's almost certain the attempt is over anyway, but might as well just go a little further. Down to 4.6 million. Of course it didn't use Ultra Spark that time. Of course. 66% chance it was Ultra Spark, it didn't use it. Son of it. Okay, so now we only have 2 auto-lived people. Which means that it is basically over. We need like 4 hits on Riku. Let's see. Maybe a miracle happens. There's 1. But Yuna doesn't even have haste. Let's see. There's 2. I think Armageddon happens first, unfortunately, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Armageddon first. Another one slips away. Such a shame. Just one of those auto lives being on Cindy instead of her sisters could have changed it. Love the story. I was disappointed. Lack of states effects. Yeah, I mean, gameplay-wise, still to me, it felt like a very good spin-off game. Like 16. Like entertaining, fun to play. Boss battles were really epic and fun, like amazing spectacles that I really enjoyed. But like, compared to like my favorite Final Fantasy experience in terms of gameplay, it just wasn't it for me. And that's why I don't have that much kind of wish to go back to it. Because I've experienced the story, I enjoyed the story a lot, like the characters, the world, and that kind of thing I thought was cool. But for me, I think what keeps me coming back to Final Fantasies these days especially is more like gameplay stuff, like challenges, what more can I do, that type of thing. And so 16 just doesn't really have that. I still have the Leviathan DLC to do, and I will do that. But because obviously that's new material, I'm definitely wanting to do that. But